Welcome to my channel. This is Royal Bangalore and my name is Paul. Today we're going to talk about how you're going to launch a food product as a co-manufacturer or a co-packer. Specifically if you're starting up in India, the right time, the right place. We are in Bangalore, Silicon Valley, the startup hub. I'm going to talk about my favorite product. Specifically I'm a Mallu and I'm also purely South Indian. Concoction of family coming from Tamil Nadu, mix of Bombay and Kerala, resided in Bangalore. So it's been an immense pleasure to host. If you made it till the deep end, I really appreciate to go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell notification. We're going to talk about how to kickstart and launch a fabulous food product, any food product that you want to launch, and take it to the greater level in probably in terms of in all the e-commerce channels plus your own websites. And the best part is that you can take it to export level. Yes, my dear ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls, welcome to Royal Bangalore Food. So today we're going to talk about how to kickstart a product which has been near and dear to me, and this is the starting of the products I would actually lay my hands upon. So without further ado, let's kickstart. Today we're going to talk about the white gold of the Indian segment. Specifically it is in South India. It is nothing but the coconut milk, or so-called the coconut products, or so-called the coconut byproduct. Why? Because coconut is been an everlasting century-old trees which produces coconut, and it has various of byproducts. Except the tree, I think even the tree is being converted into a lot of furnitures. But apart from that, the coconut, the tender coconut, the water, the meat, and the outer shell of it converted into coir, and probably in terms of the ropes. So it has various outcomes of this particular product. We are going to touch upon specifically on coconut milk and how to go ahead and choose a manufacturer who has been there in the market predominantly, and how we can take this forward, how you can talk to them, what kind of leverages that you need to have, what kind of agreements that you need to sign, and how you go ahead and package it in terms of how do you do a label testing. We can quickly look at it, and just in case if you have any more questions or any questions related to how to go ahead and do this specifically, you can always reach out to me. You can visit my About Us page on you can write to me at rbsnllc@gmail.com. I will also leave email, and you can always email it to me and ask my questions, or you can go ahead and drop your comments or questions in my YouTube channel as well. So let's begin. It's very easy to go ahead and research, specifically at this current junction, because we are all over the internet. There are many manufacturers, and specifically in South India, in Kerala and in Tamil Nadu. Predominantly, India has been one of the most third or fourth largest exporter of tender coconuts in various fields. It could be coconut oil, the first press oil, the virgin oil, the actual cooking oil, then becomes the hair oil, and then we have coconut milk in terms of coconut fats, cream, which is used in predominantly vegan market. It could be developed as ice cream, specifically used for gravy, sauces, various substances that you can create with these candies. Also in terms of the coconut, right? So without idli and chutney, without coconut chutney, there's no South Indian breakfast which has been begun. So a lot of curries which has been made. Brinji pulao, which is as equivalent and most delicious than biryani for me. If you use coconut milk instead of water, the dynamics of the biryani changes all its own. So we have pulao, we have pilau, we have Malabar cuisines, we have the Coimbatore, Kongan Nadu cuisines. Everybody uses coconut milk. And then comes the desiccated coconut, which is a dry coconut, which has been again consumed for a lot of candy making, energy bar. It has various nutritional values. Best part is that it's good in cholesterol. So various subjects that we can talk about it. Now these are the important parts. Now this is what you call the first step, is research and development. Today, if you want to plan to launch any kind of product, right, be it in food segment, be it in your apparels, be it in your clothing, be it your shoes, sneakers, all these things, the first step starts from your research. First of all, understand that what is your segment that you want to target, whom are you trying to target. So please understand your target audience. Then it comes your product value in terms of whether do you see what kind of competitions are available right now in the market. What can be the future where your product can actually go ahead and deliver, how it can satisfy certain people, certain communities, certain institutions. These are the segments that you have to keep in mind. Then you tag in your your target audience. Then you check the product. See, today we have various products in the market, so to speak, in terms of coconut milk is concerned. We have coconut milk powder, we have coconut, dehydrated powder. So all this thing can be easily, conveniently ordered, and then you can go ahead and use it in your cooking or probably in any food appliances or food applications, what we call it as. And then you can utilize this product, right? So obviously you have to go check your competitions. Please understand the packaging solutions in terms of the pricing, which is very main sacrosanct. Depends how you want to launch it. You want to do an online segment, or today you want to go the offline segment. But we all know offline segments is for those people who are not accessible to internet or to phone. Even as we speak today, we are in the cusp of probably launching 5G in India. So 5G will actually, will penetrate the deep down of tier 3 and even the villages and in towns. So even those segmented of audiences can actually leverage internet. So if you lay your hands on online medium, you can actually look at it how to go ahead and launch online segment as well. And having said that, today I'm going to talk about it in terms of how it can value add in terms of the white gold is concerned. So that's my brand in terms of launching. Well, how does a white gold, why is it called white gold? Simple reason, because the value of this coconut, it is worth as much as of gold, because as I mentioned, it has variety of byproducts. You can do fantastic solutions to various aspects, from retail, from your B2B segment. It could be from a manufacturing point of view. As I spoke, you can create ice creams out of coconut milk and keep it as a vegan. It can be great substitute for oat milk and almond milk, for your coffee and tea, for your juices, for your milkshakes, for sundaes, whatnot. So the different applications for this particular product, right? So you need to target and understand. So all these boils down to research and development. Now today, what does research says? That first you have to get into your search engine, type the keyword that what kind of product you're looking at, who are your manufacturers, list down those manufacturers, first point, and then you go ahead and talk to them. What do you go talk to them? First of all, they should have an experiences. With that in mind, if you're not subscribing to my channel, I've spoken also in the shorts, YouTube shorts and Instagram reels. You can look up at Royal Bangalore Food. That's my channel, that's my handle. Just a few nutshells in terms of quickly. And today we're going to talk about the elaborate session that how you can go ahead and leverage this particular fantastic product and launch. That's the beauty, and make a brand out of it. Branding today, it's a great subject to talk, right? So just to give you a small example, I'm not drawing comparison with it, but just look at it, the audacity of this particular company called the Apple. It took a while for them to go ahead and have their own store in India. It speaks volume, right? A company which has been created at 1980s, so to speak, in 1975s, went on to launch the favorite Apple Macintosh, the computers, from laptops, from MacBooks, from iPhones, to iTunes, to iPods, to now you have earpods, then you have the AR technology. So they've been a growing company which has been only spoken about how to market the best product. They are not the manufacturing. People have actually misunderstood. They are not the electronic manufacturing, but they only market it well as a brand. So it took a while to a $1 trillion company to come to India and leverage and put up a store in Delhi, Bombay, and now in Bangalore, right? Why did it take so long? It is not about, immediately going and launching your products or launching your stores or to take it forward to the export level. The idea is that how far that Indian customers have understood the dynamics in terms of the middle source income have actually driven down and given them sales throughout the year and throughout the segments. So now it has been a great opportunity post the trade war of US and China to leverage India as a manufacturing hub. And since we have Bangalore, Chennai and Hyderabad already manufacturing iPhones, it was great evolution for them to go ahead and kickstart, and now they have their own stores. Otherwise, Apple had their channel partner called Redington India. They were the main source of players to go ahead and supply the Apple products. Similarly, if you want to go ahead and leverage such kind of products, you have to choose the right pathway, right? So if you're a manufacturer, see even Apple, right? So they actually manufacture in China, sometimes in Taiwan. So they have laid out the processes, they've understood the segmentations in terms of the hardware manufacturing, their cameras, their the technology wise, in terms of their glasses, the screens, the touch screens, the what software which is nothing but the background is your Microsoft, because that's what Apple uses. But now they have their own software which is doing fantastic. So similarly, you have to identify who are your resources for manufacturing. Now, as I spoke earlier, there are a lot of manufacturers in India. Sorry, I need to cheers. There's a break. So, as I speak, the manufacturers are spread across in South India predominantly, especially when it comes to coconut milk. It has its own pros and cons. I had a great a conversation with one of the vegan influencers in Instagram. I just roped in this particular person. I wouldn't want to name the brand or so what I was saying is that in Southeast Asia, typically to go ahead and get your coconuts down, monkeys is being used to go ahead and cut those coconuts. So that was the greatest point. When I did research, I did figure it out. Man, that was superlative, well, superhuman, super animal, I would say. But that's the reason she hung up on me. Now later I did figure it out. How did the Indian consumers or the Indian the coconut manufacturers who make all these products, how do they go ahead and source coconuts? So then I did figure it out. Specifically in Kerala, it's all about a human would climb 60 to 80 feet up the coconut tree, and then he would just cut those coconuts tree. It falls down and then they pick it up. Then they would categorize in terms of their quality and production is concerned. So now in India, it is also, so to speak, yes, the humans, any individual will actually climb up the tree, which is 60 to 80 feet. Just to give you a context, for a coconut tree from the plant till its death, it takes 100 years. Now that's why it's one of the most sacred plant in India. It considered, and also or 100 years or a century, it gives you at least minimum not less than millions of coconuts. That's when it has this beautiful, the scientific aspects of it. It draws water from all over the ground, and then it converts into one of the most finest electrolytes of coconut water and coconut meat and coconut and whatnot, right? So that's the simple answer for you. So you need to source a partner or a manufacturer who sources his coconuts for various aspects, categorize in terms of the quality is concerned. Which coconut will yield you more meat, more water, depends on your product that you're cooking. Since we're talking about coconut milk, is very clear. I am talking to a manufacturer specifically in Kerala. I had chosen at least 3 to 4, then I've zeroed down on one, and these particular product has been made, sourced well, and then it has been hygienically washed, cut through, shelled out, then meated, then grated, then boiled it, then pasteurized it, and then go ahead and pack it up. So that's the simple solutions. But so to speak, it takes 1 year to go ahead and set up this particular product. The major challenge is that in terms of the manpower is concerned. Please understand, in Kerala alone, they charge somewhere between 500 to 600 rupees per day for a human labor to climb up the tree of coconut tree and then shell out the coconuts. Now, that is a costing involved in it. So all these points will come out in terms of your research and development is concerned. So always I advise you to go ahead and research. That will be a great experiment for you to understand what are the points and the pain points and the positive points that you need to look at it, and then probably have an idea where you want to go sell. See, coconut has always been a byproduct in Southeast Asia, Sri Lanka. Predominantly Sri Lanka has a more amount of coconut which is being produced on year. They are the ones in terms of the quality is concerned. India, to satisfy Indian audiences and Indian customers, is good enough, and also we export everywhere in terms of virgin coconut oil, coconut meat, desiccated coconut as coconut itself. Predominantly in Gulf region, you don't find any coconut trees, so everything is being exported from India. So there's a great value added benefit that you can leverage on by utilizing such kind of products. Now, if you choose the manufacturer, is very clear, making sure that first of all, they are a well-established company. They follow protocols in terms of hygiene. They've been well certified, and the experience of nature of handling this particular product should come from the visionary owner or a manufacturer who understand this product and probably also looking forward in terms of co-manufacturing concern. not everybody would go ahead and do a co-manufacturing because it's way against the protocol, but there are many manufacturers you can go ahead and consult and then do a joint venture to go ahead and sell in your particular brand, which is exactly what I plan to do. Now, coming back to coconut milk, as I mentioned, it is the white gold. Why? Because it has a premium value. Today, you know, Maggi coconut powder sells for 800 rupees per kg. Wow. That is, I mean, that's unheard of, because today there is no competition which has come closer to, you know, Maggi or Knorr, Nestle or HUL or any kind of companies. Now, this particular product which I'm sourcing is very clear. It's a retorted, basically, technology which has been steam processed, similar to the canning we use, the aluminum pouch, and the coconut milk is as good as being the fresh coconut milk. The milk that you consume, you know, in and around Bangalore or anywhere in India, it's been packed well, pasteurized well, it's been steamed well, kept for 45 days of under visualizations to understand the quality, leakages, fermentation process, or in terms of spoilage is concerned. All these things is being spoken about, I mean, taken care of, and then went ahead and given it to your vendors or your co-manufacturers. This is particularly the process of choosing any particular food brand. So you put that in place. The first step is about research and development. Second step is all about sourcing your manufacturers. And then the third step is that you go ahead and talk to them in terms of NDA and MOU and MOQ. So what is MOQ? It's a minimum order quantity. Since you're a startup, you know, you would have leveraged few limited amount of products. So please give all your best shot about in terms of your sales stock discussion is concerned, because it's very, very mandatory that you have a strike a good deal and a great deal at the very first time itself. Because since, you know, you're leveraging in terms of online today, look at online grocery, man, this has grown way above Big Basket, Amazon, Flipkart, Meesho, JioMart. You know, if you're looking at any kind of reseller, you know, you have one. Then you have B2B segment. Then you have Udaan, then you have Metro, then you have Reliance coming up and picking up Metro. So the greatest B2B offline shelf stores. And obviously your institution like catering, your manufacturing company who's looking at coconut milk as a byproduct where they can convert and process into different products as well. And then you have, you know, the retail chain of it, the offline retail chain of it. There are so many players, Nilgiris, More, Reliance itself on its own. So many offline shelves, including the seasonal merchandise level of stores, specifically in Bangalore. We have seen, you know, the Kerala stores, the Tamil Nadu stores have evolved actually as a standalone stores from their particular town. We have Assam stores. So you can actually leverage in any kind of segment. So if you want to leverage and understand your market, go-to-market strategy, you need to understand where will you showcase and where will you, you know, take this product further, right? So you have a larger market to understand and sell. So based on that understanding, you should have spoken to them, signed a deal saying that, you know, this is the number of products they would go ahead and buy. This is the quantity that they're looking at every 15 days or 1 month of product. Then you can go, with that in mind, you can go and talk to your manufacturer and say, hey, you know what, I would require minimum quantity of X number, and then this is the deal I would do, and this is the pricing that I would sign up with the landing cost until it reaches your particular destination or your doorstep. From there, it's all about your branding and selling. Now, see, today to sell, it's a great market. I mean, you can go with the distribution level in the online channel or with the offline channel. You have to make sure that you have to sell. So get down in the market, just go ahead and network will only actually to sell. The beauty about all this product, it's a great line. It's called the slower and the steady that you walk and you run in this particular, any kind of field, is when you would reach your heights. So you make sure that you take it everything slow and steady, and then you go ahead and leverage and sell. Sign an MOQ, let the food cost come in, you let the production food product come into your place, then you go ahead and leverage. You can take, my solution is that right now to go ahead and build a brand on Instagram, specifically social media. I'll talk about it. So let's go ahead and look at another point one by one. Variety of flavors of coconut milk, right? So it's basically an experiment of unique and exotic flavors of coconut milk can be converted into mango, into matcha, into lavender. You make it as a shake. You can talk to Kevin to a lot of milkshake brand today. Instead of having milk, you can actually use of coconut milk and up your ante in terms of products. Today, if you look at Starbucks, uses the pink coffee, I guess. they use coconut milk in there, right? So many brands can actually leverage coconut milk because they cannot afford oat milk and almond milk or walnut milk or a cashew milk. It's way too expensive. The odorless, in terms of more meaty, more creamy, is your coconut milk. It doesn't have any flavor as such. So you can actually sell to these particular players as well. So you can look at it, variety of flavors of coconut milk once you go ahead and sell, right? And looking at the organic and sustainable model, right? See, the emphasis is to use organic coconuts. Yes, the manufacturer already chooses organic products. They have their own study of choosing the right coconut to go ahead and source those important meat which has more meaty texture. The fat content is concerned. Then they would shell out the brown shells as well. Then they would go ahead and churn out this particular desiccated coconut, and then they would mix it up, grind it. So they have their own process of going organic and sustainable way. Obviously we're talking about retort, so the shelf life of the product is already enhanced and well kept for 1 year in the ambient temperature. That's the beauty about retort. So you have to leverage food science and food technology, making sure that it has all the condiments of keeping it as fresh as natural as possible. Probably only a few preservatives to keep it as odorless, just to avoid any bacteria contamination. Not utilizing any much of preservatives, just one, maximum of two. One is the odorless and one is keeping it fresh, which will not harm you in terms of any level is concerned. But yes, it's good to go ahead and do your lab certifications. That will determine you in terms of for 100 grams or 200 ml or for 500 ml or for 1 kg or 1 liter, what is the level of preservatives allowed. So based on that, your manufacturer, you could discuss, and he or she will explain it to you well better. So keep that in mind. Always keep it organic and sustainability, shelf life, product nutrition level concerned products, so that you will have a longer market value. Making sure that it also been customized in terms of your packaging is concerned. In this case, is very clear. It is the retort pouch, so it's basically a 7-layer aluminum package. You can go ahead and brand yourself, so that is taking care of customization and packaging solution is concerned. Making sure that you also have a very great discussion, and a point mentioned in your MOU is that your packaging flexibility, right? So today you can go two types of packaging. Obviously one of the manufacturing, and top of that you can actually go ahead and use a box based, just to keep it more safety is concerned, more branding availability is concerned, because you can make it stand in a shelf, or probably even if you are delivering in the online food delivery or your logistics partner, the damages percent is absolutely zero, right? So such kind of packaging of flexibility model you have to develop, making sure that again it's sustainability. You do not use any plastics is concerned, and these pouches which is being used is also being biodegradable. It can be converted. You can also send it back to company where you can redeem it for a better value chain. So such is the importance of it. And then it is also to go ahead and collaborate with local producers. I mentioned it earlier, the catering aspects of it, right? The food processing, wherein they consume. Today we're talking about Onam as a festival, Vishu as a festival, the Onam Sadhya. More or less the paisam, okay? 3 types of paisam uses coconut milk. Then you have for your curries specifically, then for your kootu, for so many aspects in a Onam Sadhya. Out of 21 items, there are close to 4 to 5 items coconut milk is used. So talk to your investors, your catering institutes, your hotels, your resorts, your large chain hotels, where predominantly, look at Southeast Asia restaurants. These are your point where you can go ahead and collaborate, and making sure that you talk to your farmers and do a market value chain kind of a product, associate with a lot of local associations, and talk about your product and do a storytelling why you chose coconut milk, coconut oil products, and what is the future of utilizing these products. Today, a coconut oil might cost you really expensive compared to the vegetable oil, which is 150 to 160 per liter. Comparatively to coconut oil, it might touch about 250 to 300 rupees. That is also in context with mustard oil, with groundnut oil, or so-called the peanut oil. Then you have ghee. Ghee is obviously expensive. So you can actually showcase your product where you want to leverage. So you can make utilize of all the byproducts of coconuts. That's the beauty about sustainability, utilizing one manufacturer who could do many products. So you'll not have one shelf life or one product, you'll have multiples of products to go ahead and launch in your website or probably in your offline market. Okay, and the last thing is that it's also about yes, health and wellness. Yes, to how to go and promote it in terms of social media is concerned. Today, without social media, a brand cannot be launched. Yes, you can go ahead and launch, provided you would have done all the steps organically, in a very decent and a slow and a steady, in a tortoise level way. You have networked, you had homework, probably you had worked in this segment of distribution channel. You could have known certain players where you would actually they stock your product. So you could have, if you would have done that, well and great. But again, understand it's a snail space. Today you're one among the product in that huge store of grocery store. People wouldn't know. So marketing is concerned, it's very much liable. It has to be a physical offline channel marketing solutions. Advertisement is required in your TV, in a radio, and all these things put together, it would cost you. So similarly, in case to go ahead and leverage certain demographics, it's always better to leverage the social media campaigns. Great platform to go ahead and launch your product, create your own stories like this, put on YouTube, put on Instagram. It's all free. That's the beauty about it. See how you're going to develop your storytelling of product. How do we launch? Like how do we talk about it today? All these things matters a lot. You yourself become a brand ambassador because you know the product very well than anybody else. And then later you can go ahead and tell them, you know what, I'm available. Big Basket, Amazon, Flipkart, Zepto, and Blinkit, and so on and so forth. Also available in my own website. Come to Instagram or YouTube. You can actually launch your store and then you can actually leverage and sell this product. So these are the steps that I would assume, and if I missed out, that in case any point is recovered which you are actually looking at it, as I said, you can always comments below. And if you have made it to all the deep end, requesting you to go ahead and bell notification, like and follow and subscribe to my channel, which is Royal Bangalore Food. Remember, the coconut market is a growing market of almost close to $4.5 billion industry, specifically in India and coming from South India. So these are the products that you have to leverage upon. You might have the greatest of greatest coconut oil brands and everywhere, but you will also have to make a segment orientations, stand apart in terms of what you offer, looking at your branding solutions. Packaging sells more. Remember, the branding and the packaging shows always room for improvement, and to choose your market pie. Take that pie, it might be small to start, later you can convert it as huge as India, specifically in South India. More than half the population lives in South India. So please understand, everybody leverages any kind of food product. That's been my learning, my research, my understanding of food products. I mean, I could talk about many other convenience, ready to eat, ready to cook, candy bars, energy bars, which I'm actually evaluating few manufacturers now as we speak. So if you're interested, you can always join. Let me know. As I said, comments below, hook me up and write me an email. I'll have the privilege to understand your questions. I'll try making it as easy as possible. If you do not understand, you can slow me down. I speak Kannada, Tamil, Malayalam, English and Hindi. 5 languages. I can make it more easier for you to understand as I speak. So with that in mind, not taking further time, thanks for sticking by. I really appreciate your time for watching and listening. If it is a boring segment, I'm sorry, but this is how easy I could get through to you, because there are many apprehensive questions people to go and launch. Just a small tip, if you really want, if you've made it till this end, if you're listening to me, hook me up. I'm actually looking for a co-founder. If you want to kickstart along with me with an investment, as in the future plan, I will talk about the aspects of how much does it cost to go ahead and all of these things. We'll look at a separate subject. We'll look at marketing, we'll look at go-to-market strategy, how to build an e-commerce site, how to talk to an offline distribution level, emailing concepts, how do we approach certain price points, how do we sell certain markets. Every segment will have one video. So that's a tip for you to understand. Thanks, taking care. Lovely to host this event on this particular YouTube channel on Royal Bangalore Food, which is my channel. Subscribe, take care, cheers, bye bye.